Ran your ass into some real ass niggas, didn't you? Motherfuckers. Minority record shit. NBC posse click, bitch. Here we go again.
Say when they see us, man.
We can spit mutual clips that's all filled up with slugs, or we can spit it 1 and 2, rapping up in the club. However you want it, nigga. Yo, we can rap pub. They'll rob and KC back like brothers, niggas. What? Yo, me and my nigga connected like Siamese twins. Separating us is like the OH and the 10. Going they own way and casting they lots, but can't do it. Don't misconstrue it. We so fucking hot. Not gonna get us down, nigga. We been grinding since the days of yes y'allin', hating Dookie Dimes and Sleepy Geekers. Sheet rock cheaters, double deuce millimeters when I was slinging heaters. So B, step off for me and Cole, break you off. No laughing and scoffing. We can thrash your ass off and have you swimming with dolphins in the land of the lost and slayer like Buffy. 8 nails in your coffin. Niggas keep rapping and hollering. Cop lozenges, fuck with the dawn.
And Joe the Shirt is once again
like a grown man
off the cuff. Welcome back, everybody. Thank you. Please, everybody sit down, relax, take it easy. It's not that big a deal. Okay, it is. It's my first real show since vacation. Last week's show does not count because I did that show with my ex-partner, Craig the Rye Tie Mai Tai, who I have a lot of love for, and I got a lot of criticism for. There's a reason we don't do the show together anymore. We used to do the old show, Inappropriate Conversation, together, and it was his baby. It was his idea. And I decided to run with it a little further. You know, he picked up the ball. He passed the ball to me. I decided to go in a different direction than he did. And, well, that's why we don't do the show anymore. You know, he has a very, very narrow point of view on the topics he wants to speak about. And basically, if they don't involve him in some way, we don't talk about those things. I mean, there were literally times on the air where I would bring up a topic, and he would just say on the air, I don't want to talk about that. You know, so that made it a little difficult on the whole give and takes quality of the show. You know, because you've heard me here do shows with other people, my girlfriend included, a few guest co-hosts here and there, interviews with some actor friends of mine, and we had a blast. We always had a really, really good time because we had a direction to go in, and he doesn't like having a direction to go in. He likes to just talk about his day, yesterday for him, what he did last week, and so on 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 and so on. Welcome. Today is Friday, September 27th, I think. It's not quite midnight, so not quite time for a homicide. Not that kind of show today. What we're talking about today is my vacation. The girlfriend and I, M, also known as the Russian, went on vacation. We went to Cancun, Mexico, actually closer to Playa del Carmen, Quintana Roo. And we had an absolutely horrible fucking time. It was bad. It sucked. Well, you know, look, I know it's hard for anybody to complain that when they're on vacation in Cancun for a week. But when you compare it to every other vacation we've ever taken, it's not that difficult, actually, when you think about it. Every other vacation we've gone on, yes, it did rain occasionally, all right? But when I say that it rained every day of our vacation, that wasn't a travel day. I mean it rained. I don't mean it rained and then it stopped. I mean it rained. We woke up to rain. We went to sleep to rain. We would take a nap in the middle of the day. We'd wake up again. Look, more rain. We'd go out at night. We'd have some dinner and then not go for a walk anywhere because, you know what? There was rain. There was rain. Everything was wet and waterlogged. And my girlfriend didn't wear half the clothes that she brought with her because it was raining every day. So there was no point to her putting on certain outfits. You know, because one, no one was going to see them. Two, it was uncomfortable to wear. And three, she didn't, you know, we should have brought galoshes with her. Fuck her high heels, galoshes would have been the way to go. And I know, it sounds like I'm being a douche because I'm talking about being on vacation in Cancun. Well, you guys were probably out working or doing shit like that. But when your vacation kind of sucks, you feel it. You feel robbed. You feel jilted, you know? A lot of time and preparation and money went into this trip for us to be smacked in the ass by hurricane season. Now, we've taken this trip, I think, 7 times before. And it's always around the same time. And we've always had incredibly good luck. And you know what? Anybody will tell you we've had incredibly good luck. Like our last vacation, I don't think it rained once. I think it may have like sprinkled. Like God took a piss one day and that was about it. But, all other vacations, we had some rain, but not the kind of rain that like fucks up your trip. We had the kind of rain we were like, ooh, bye, that was exciting. Let's go back to the room and screw for a while. No, see, that's fine. This is the kind of rain that just drags all energy and life out of you. Where you just don't want to do it. We didn't get to go snorkeling. We didn't get a tan. Okay, that should tell you so much. Okay, we didn't tan because there was no sun to get a tan with. No parasailing, no jet skis. None of that. No, hardly any. Topless sunbathing. I mean, she tried. She went topless like once. But there was really no point. I mean, she was getting cold. Her nipples were getting perky, but not in a fun way. And like I said, everything was wet. I mean, stuff that we didn't even wear, we came home with wet. The clothes, the shoes, socks, underwear that we hadn't even worn yet was just waterlogged. It was just disgusting. I made this joke with her, and the only thing that wasn't wet on this trip was her. All right, and you know what I'm talking about there. I mean, it was so bad. I mean, she actually spent 1 or 2 days. She just cried because the weather was just so horrible. There was nothing for us to do, so we drank too much. And even then, we didn't even drink that much. We drank a plenty, but it wasn't like fun drinking. It was just like, let's pass the time drinking. So that wasn't fun. And then. And it was a very nice property. It was a smaller property than we normally go to, but it was one of 5 properties in this one particular neighborhood, and we had the kind of little wristband that let us go to other properties and visit them, which is always fun. We go see what the poor people are doing, usually having more fun than the people we were hanging out with. But a lot of disco, very bad disco actually. The music was horrendous. It was all this Euro techno bullshit that neither of us enjoy. We go to Mexico. We wanted to hear, I don't know, Mexican music, Mexican songs. How about some Spanish songs? How about we just go with that? A little merengue, a little salsa, anything, No, instead it was all this horrible, horrible Euro techno. And let me just make a quick one here about the drinking. Now, all of the rooms come with this little, I don't know, call it a case or whatever, where they have 4 bottles of booze upside down, a little, self-pour thing. Bacardi, Smirnoff, Jose Cuervo, and some sort of brandy. And at first we were a little worried because, we go on vacation, we're fucking drinking, okay? We're getting loaded, or we're having a good time. We don't give a fuck. To the point that's why we make sure not to drink before we go on vacation, or at the very least cut it down severely. So we were worried, having 4 full bottles of booze in the room was a little scary at first. And then we got there and we tried it, and then we understood there's no reason to worry because we weren't drinking the shit. Okay, it wasn't Bacardi, it wasn't Smirnoff, it wasn't Jose Cuervo, and we never even tried the bullshit brandy. I wrote a letter to Bacardi, email to Bacardi. I'm going to write more to Smirnoff and Jose Cuervo because they are being misrepresented at this hotel resort. And on that one alone, I will not want to go there again. Especially because I know that they were doing it as well at the bars. They were not giving us what we were asking for, and I could taste the difference. You don't work as a bartender for over 6 years and not know the difference between Smirnoff and Popov. All right. So we were a little pissy about that because there was no fun in the drinking. That's another one. No fun in the drinking. Now, the one thing I can say was the staff was very good, very friendly, very sweet. They were outgoing. They got to know you by name. And they always said hello to you, asked if you wanted to participate in anything, and we'd say, no, it's fucking raining. I don't want to do anything. It's raining. No, I don't want to do aqua gym in the rain. No, fuck you. I didn't say fuck you to anybody. They were too nice for that. But it was tough, because they were trying so hard to make you happy. I mean, it's like I honestly, if I wanted DNA samples of the staff, I could just test my girlfriend because they were all hugging and kissing on her like nobody's business, men and women, a lot of gay men especially. And they were very friendly to me too. And I'm not complaining. They're all nice people. The servers were really nice. They were they were all over the place, making sure that you were happy. But I found the property itself to be a little too small for me, maybe a little too manicured. The food was okay. That's the best thing I can say for it. Because when we go on vacation, excuse me, I need some more beer here. When we go on vacation, and we go on vacation to a lot of these resorts in Mexico, we're accustomed to seeing different food every day at the buffet, breakfast and lunch and dinner. And then every once in a while, we'll eat at one of their fancy restaurants on the property. We went to, I think, what was supposed to be their number one restaurant on the property. It was supposed to be the best. Allegedly, some woman decided to stay at this hotel for this restaurant. And we got there and we ate. And that's when I first got Montezuma's revenge. It started that night. Because the food was not all that great. It was okay at best. For this, what was supposed to be a really, really nice restaurant, it was really just okay. We weren't thrilled by it. Yeah, I know. I'm coming off like a spoiled douchebag here. I know I am, and I am sorry for that. But we've gone on lots of these vacations, and we've always had a really, really great time. And I think, it's possible that the weather is coloring my view of how things worked out, what the food tasted like, what the booze tasted like. No. The booze I know was wrong. And then there was a lot of good stuff about us. The property was really nice. The people were really nice. And also the other guests were really, really cool. We met a lot of great people, had a lot of great conversations with people, joked, talked, drank. We just had a good time. Some British woman grabbed my girlfriend's ass, which was a lot of fun. Was it Kim Lola Lee. That's her Facebook name. Kim Lola Lee was this British woman. She was hysterical. Loved talking to her. We had when I first met her, we had a lengthy conversation about how much she loved the taste of cum. She loved sucking cock and loved the taste of cum. Now, I don't know if Kim Lola Lee was coming on to me or not, but I'd never heard anybody in my life talk about how much I love the taste of cum so much. I don't know if she was kidding or not, but she was just so much fun, so funny. We met a very nice Argentine family while we were there. One particular guy, this guy named Ariel. Ariel was a gang of fun. He was in his, I think, early to mid-30s. And very sweet guy, gang of fun. We drank with him plenty of times. His family was very nice. He had his brother with him, Franco. Franco, very tall, very muscular, very good-looking man. A little cold, but a nice enough guy. He warmed up to us after a while. We met his mom and his dad. Two grown men traveling with their mom and dad. It was a little weird, but not unusual, I think, for South Americans and Europeans. His father came off like a total gangster. I mean, he looked like he was one wrong move and he was just going to have you whacked. But very nice people all around. We had a good time. I mean, Ariel was so nice. I think the night before we left, he gave me his pants. And that's a true story, right? He gave me his pants. He was wearing a pair of soccer shorts. And we'd become good friends. And, we were talking. We're even Facebook friends now. And he says, I'm going to give you my pants. And I'm like, what? And he was like, hold on, I'll be right back. And he goes back to his room, And he comes back with the pants he was wearing. Now, I've heard of somebody giving you the shirt off their back, but not the pants off their ass. Okay? And that's what he did. So I gave him, in return, my one and only Joe the Shirt's Off the Cuff t-shirt. The only one I have. I'm going to get more, but that was the original. That was the prototype. And I gave it to him because we had so much fun with him. Really good time with him. And, and just everybody. We met a hip-hop artist, Reyes. What's the name of his company, baby? Uno Punto, something like that. Nice guy, and his daughter. Very sweet little 10-year-old girl. And like I said, we had a lot of fun with these people. It was a good time. I mean, if it wasn't for the people, I don't think I think my girlfriend would be in therapy right now. All right? In any case, it is time for a break. I'm running a little long here. Today's music is brought to you by Vel Rob. You heard his first song, Mincemeat. And here's the second song, Hear 'Em Cry.
Frank Ellis. Yeah. Pay close attention now. Hear what I say. Get involved with it. They'll rob. Minority Records. Come on. Dead angels. Yeah, marks. Let's go. Death angels over my back, hoping that I'll crack and give in to this carnal nature of sin. Dig a ditch and fall in. I won't fall cause I ball till I'm crazy. Most hate it cause I made it from the tin with a pen. So steadily to the paper, cutting like a cheese grater. Or the words from a mayor with no scruples. We pray for platinum before we knew it happened. Goddamn, we went quadruple. Now I'm speaking to the people, flying high like an eagle. Shit on haters like a beagle. Stay on top like a steeple, no sequel. No one else is equal, feeble ain't me. Came up around G's, raised by a Detroit family. Relocated to the act, got my boogie roots back. Clipped up, vested in backs, cause these homies don't scrap. It's a trap, evil aura lurking over the city. Job scarcity in cases for the young, black and witty. It's real shitty, can't even establish a street committee. Cause these niggas so too timing and to kill you for this rhyming. I'm climbing and trying to get the out.
And once again, Joe the Shirt is off the cuff. Welcome back, everybody. Finally talking about our vacation, which, don't get me wrong, we still had fun. You know, anytime, let me wait until the Russian's done with her potato chips over there. My girlfriend really, really enjoys kettle chips, really hard, crunchy potato chips, and they make a lot of noise in the bag. But she's going to start chewing potato chips. I'm going to hear them over the microphone over here. I know I will. But no, we did have a good time. Okay, I'm not going to say it was a horrible vacation. It's just the worst vacation we've ever taken together. That's what I'm saying. But not horrible. I mean, but let me put it this way. Comparatively speaking to our other vacations, it's so bad that we're already planning our next vacation to make up for this one, basically. Because we weren't planning on really taking another vacation as soon as we are right now. We're thinking about sometime in May, April, which is pretty soon when you think about it. I mean, that's only about 6 months away, 5-6 months away. And we were trying to break it up a little differently. You know, we were thinking of maybe visiting my family, but really, it just didn't feel like a vacation. Let me put it this way. At some points, we were so bored with the lack of anything to do, she was checking her work email. She never checks her fucking work email on vacation, okay? We go to Vegas, she doesn't check her work email. We go to a different country, you know, the only reason we have a computer is usually so we can watch porn. You know, so for her to check her work email lets you know just how much free time we had that wasn't spent sunning in the beach. Now, before I go on any further, it's time to do celebrity birthdays. Today being September 29th. If you have a birthday today, September 29th, you share a birthday with Lil Wayne, who is 31 years old. Might be going for middle-aged Lil Wayne by now. What, baby?
September 27th.
Is it September 27th?
Yes.
Oh, Gee, I hope I got my information right. Oh, no, I did, because I checked it for that day. I just wrote September 29th. Okay. Avril Lavigne is 29. Gwyneth Paltrow and her cottage thighs is 41 years old. Meatloaf is 66. Funny side note here, he's actually a vegetarian. Anna Camp is 31 years old from the show The Mindy Project. Sean Cassidy is 51 years old. My God. Remember Sean Cassidy, babe?
Yes.
From?
Hardy Boys.
You also share a birthday with Sam Adams, not just a brewer of fine beers, but also was a big part of the Boston Tea Party. Brad Arnold is 35. He's from Three Doors Down. Tamara Taylor is 43 years old. You may know her as the black doctor on Bones. Wilford Brimley is 79. And by the way, I met Wilford Brimley about 20 years ago, and he's always looked like that. He never didn't look like a walrus with pants. Steve Kerr, NBA fame, the three-point sharpshooter, is 48 years old. And funny man Mark Maron is 50. A lot of you may not know Mark Maron the way I do. I grew up, I didn't grow up. I actually performed with him a few times. Very funny stand-up comedian. He's done some TV shows, some movies. These days he does a lot of web radio like this, only he has an audience. And now we also move to another celebrity birthday. I'm doing two of them today, but not the one you think of. Today we're doing September 10th, celebrity birthdays. We have some good ones here, okay? Big Daddy Kane is 45 years old on September 10th. Jacob Young is 34 years old. You may know him from the soap operas. Chris Columbus is 55. He directed the first two Harry Potter movies. Charles Kuralt. He's dead, but it's his birthday as well. Does anybody remember Amy Irving? She's 60 years old on September 10th. She was in that movie, Carrie. You may have heard of it. She used to be married to Steven Spielberg. Anybody? Okay, then. All right. Bill O'Reilly turned 64 years old. Big Ben Wallace of NBA fame is turned 39. Let's see. Mickey Mantle shares a birthday on that day. Roger Maris shares a birthday on that day. He beat Mickey Mantle for Babe Ruth's home run record. Karl Lagerfeld turned 80. Really? Lagerfeld? Nobody, you couldn't find anybody better than that for me. Okay. Randy Johnson turned 50, also known as the Big Unit of Major League Baseball fame. Guy Ritchie turned 45. He used to be married to Madonna, and I think he's a director of some sort. Jose Feliciano is 68. He turned 68 that day. I know you've heard the name. You're thinking to yourself, how do I know him? Well, you know him from Feliz Navidad. Pa, 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 pa. Feliz Navidad. Pa, 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 pa. That's right. I want to wish you a Merry Christmas. Jose Feliciano. Ryan Phillippe is 39 years old. He used to be married to Reese Witherspoon. Joe Perry of Aerosmith fame is 63. My God. Aerosmith's getting right up there with the Stones, man. Mike Way is 33. I think he's the drummer for My Chemical Romance. Arnold Palmer turned 84. And Colin Firth is 53 years old. Yeah, I know a lot of you are thinking, who the fuck is Colin Firth and why should I give a fuck? Okay, well, let's see. He was in the movie Love, Actually. He's the English gentleman that learns how to speak Portuguese after he discovers his wife cheating on him with his brother. It's a much more complicated film than that. A lot of storylines involved. He's a very good actor. He was also starred in The King's Speech. And you know what? He's in a gang of things that you will have seen. And not the most famous guy on this list. The most famous guy on this list is actually one Joe the Shirt. That's right. September 10th, folks. My birthday was September 10th. I turned 43 years old. And I had to look a day over 45. Ba-dum-bum. That's right. We celebrated my birthday while we were in Mexico. And did you make arrangements for that little shindig they gave me for the during our buffet? No, they did that on their own. Yeah. The day of my birthday, I was already hung over. from the night before. I mean, like, really hungover. I was in pain.
3 days.
What's that?
We had 3 days before your birthday.
Yeah, exactly. I was fucked up for 3 days. And then the next day, we wake up to go to breakfast. And next thing I know, I got like 16 little Mexican people putting a hat on me and singing some fucked up happy birthday song. Not happy birthday, by the way. They were singing some really fucked up Mexican happy birthday song, all off key, all of them at their own timing and pacing. One guy is singing this, another chick is singing that. None of them are together on it, but they all did know that I was hungover and really enjoying my pain. I'm going to be posting pictures of that because I was in a lot of pain in my sombrero over there. Oh my God, it was, it was funny though. I mean, I appreciated it. I did. I thanked them, but I think in the moment when the hat came on and they're all blaring in my ear, the only person having any real fun was the Russian at that point. She was the only one. She was the one taking the pictures. She was the only one having any fun whatsoever. Yes, it was my birthday. I turned 43 years old. I have no real wisdom to impart upon any of you. Being 43, I didn't have any wisdom when I was, 23, when I first started doing stand-up comedy. So I don't have any wisdom to impart on you now, honestly. Some of you may be wondering why it's taken so long for me to get back to you. Well, the fact of the matter is, after our vacation, it has been a bit of a whirlwind of shit to get back on top of. The day we got back, we didn't get home until about almost 11:30. Saturday night. The next day, we had a Crohn's and colitis benefit to go to. And I don't know if you're familiar with Crohn's disease at all, but basically it's uncontrollable shitting. That's one of the major side effects of Crohn's disease. You just shit constantly, all the time. And it's uncontrollable. And apparently they hand out marijuana prescriptions for this. What's that? You shit all the time? Here, smoke marijuana. I'm like, okay, yeah, great. I smoke marijuana for my lower back pain. Yeah, that's right. That's why. But yeah, we went to the benefit, and our friends, our friend Bob was there. He was the host of the show. And Bob was there despite the fact that he had a pacemaker put in like the week before. I mean, that's how hardcore Bob is, okay? That's how hardcore Bob is. So fucking hardcore, okay? He was training for like a walkathon, marathon kind of thing. And he's a big guy. He's overweight. He's a big guy, but he's one of the sweetest guys you're ever going to meet. And and he put together this event for Crohn's and colitis. And he told the stories about how a couple of times he just passed out. He was like doing something and all of a sudden just fell down and then was bleeding from the head. But despite all this, despite going to the hospital, spending a week in the hospital and getting tested and probed and eating crappy hospital food and then having a pacemaker put in, Bob showed up for the benefit. Okay, and he emceed, he hosted the fucking thing, and we were there for it, and our friend Dave Nystrom was there, and Dave is one of the funniest guys you're ever going to see as a stand-up comic. You got to see Dave Nystrom. You can check him out on YouTube, actually. Dave Nystrom. That's Nystrom. Just one of the funniest guys you're going to see. He's Canadian. Don't hold that against him. But, we had a good time there. Another good friend of ours, our friend Vicky Wagner, was performing as well. She is one big, angry lesbian comic. If you're into that, you might want to check out Vicky Wagner. She was also quite funny. I don't think I've ever seen a woman grab her crotch quite that often, though. Other than, say, Kim Lola Lee, the one that kept talking to me about how much she loved the taste of cum. But no, it was a fun night. It was a good night. We all had a good time there. We were exhausted at that point, and then the show ran like an hour and a half long, which was unfortunate because we were like melting into the sofa that we were sitting in there. We were like front row, because I wanted to be comfortable. And then on the way home, we had, McDonald's meaty wings. Those were good, actually. You should get some of those. You know, hell, McDonald's should call me up. I'll do commercials for McDonald's and their Mighty Wings or Meaty Wings, whatever the fuck they're called. They're good. That's all I'm saying. Anyway, and then since then, I was back in school I'm getting recertified as a bartender so that I can find work, especially with the holidays coming up. A lot of work should be coming up, hopefully. But I needed to go there for 8 different classes over 2 weeks, and it's at like 10 o'clock in the morning, so I don't get home till like 3 o'clock. By that time, I'm exhausted, and then we're getting dinner together. We're doing all this other shit together, and I gotta walk the dog. And honestly, I didn't have the energy to do the show. I didn't want to. I could have found the time. I just didn't have the energy. Yeah, that's what I have to say about it. In any case, I'm going to take a break now. Let's see, what have we heard so far? We heard Mincemeat, we heard Hear 'Em Cry, and here is What's the Deal by Vel Rob once again. I'm Joe the Shirt, I'm off the cuff, and I'll be right back.
Now I keep my flow hectic, best respected. You're either a lost cause or you're joining this racket. I could be gangster, who said I did it? You're killing me softly, trying to be hard, now quit it. Y'all wannabes, me's is who I be. Now get off the D, nah wait, KC, get off the chain. Cold chill is what it means, now get it right, bang. I'm like, oh no, y'all can't be real. Blazing on we go, cause we're glad in the field. Back to be a gangster, watch what you say. CIA, DDA, bottle of Tanqueray. I don't know why these busters cry, saying what they doing and the police pursue them. I guess you bring that on yourself. Be careful, play the hands that you're dealt. Y'all feeling me, y'all killing me. Flashing what you got, then you get got. I really can't tell what's fake or real. Old school, new school, now what's the deal? Y'all feeling me, y'all killing me. Flashing what you got, then you get got. I really can't tell what's fake or real. Old school, new school, now what's the deal?
Yo, I'm fed up, tired of these wannabe gangsters. So don't approach me, it's gonna be a waste of your time. You don't do what you rap, waste of a rhyme. You lacking the basic design. Extra, name to be famous on these streets. Niggas spitting false cause they nameless and they weak. Soon to strike memory from blazing on these beats. You can tell that I'm gangster from the language that I speak, nigga. Go against X, show assistants. Cause I'm about $1, that's 2.50 cents. So some words of advisory. Look into your eyes and see it never pays to be fake. Dog, that's not wise to be screaming on these tracks about these gats. Stop bluffing. You never pop the damn thing, you never pop nothing. The only thing you pop is your bubble gum, nigga.
The only thing you pop is your bubble gum, nigga. That's what the line is. That's not me talking. That's Vel Rob talking. On Joe the Shirts, off the cuff. Vel Rob. I'm enjoying Vel Rob. Baby, are you enjoying Vel Rob?
Absolutely.
Yeah, she loves Vel Rob. She can't get enough Vel Rob, all right? Now, I know you're thinking, it's like, is Joe actually going to do any stories today? Is he going to talk about anything other than his fucking vacation and what he did after his vacation? It's like, fuck you, you don't know me. Anyway, I might. There's a lot to talk about, actually. Excuse me, I got gas. Yeah, plenty of it, too. Boy, woo. Smells like bologna. When did I have bologna? It was like 2 days ago I had bologna. Yeah, why am I burping bologna now? Yes, I know, there are more important things to talk about than me burping bologna. Actually, I don't know if you remember, I'm sure you do, actually. A few weeks ago I talked about Ben Affleck being the new Batman. He's going to be the new Batman in the new Superman movie, Batman, Superman, Man of Steel, whatever the fuck they're calling it. It's going to be Superman and Batman in the same movie for the first time ever. And I'm looking forward to that because they're building the whole Justice League little by little. They're doing it, all right? But there's a lot of talk about comic books lately. More so than there has been, I think, since I'm going to go like the late 1980s. Late 1980s, early 1990s. I mean, there's a lot of comic book news around. I mean, you watch TV, and there's comic book heroes all over the place. I mean, we have Arrow, which my girlfriend and I have been enjoying very much, though I think she might enjoy it for a different reason than I. You know, he's like half naked in like 60% of his scenes. You know, very, very well-muscled young man. And they've introduced a lot of fun characters from the comic books. If you're into comic books, DC Comics in particular, you will recognize a lot of the characters in there, from the Royal Flush Gang to Deadshot. I mean, just a gang of fun, especially for a guy like me who's a comic book nerd. Also, we have just aired Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., which I enjoyed a great deal. It moved a little slow. I'll be the first one to admit it moved a little slow. They're going to need to amp it up a little bit because, you know, as much as I love something, I'll be the first one to criticize something I love. All right? Just, especially if I don't expect them to get everything right, but I expect them to keep it interesting. That's all I really care about. But and the best part of that TV show was the last scene when the car, Lola, started to fly. In the middle, as soon as I saw the car, I turned to my girlfriend. I told her, in the old comic books, the S.H.I.E.L.D. cars, the tires bend outward and down, and then the car flies. And then they did that as the last scene, and I almost jizzed on myself. That's how happy I was at that. And who doesn't love Agent Coulson? But, you know, there are other comic books in the works. I mean, I think it was about 2 years ago, maybe 3. They were planning on a Wonder Woman TV show, and that tanked for 2 reasons, I think. One, they had Wonder Woman wearing long pants, and that's just wrong and evil. And it wasn't Linda Carter. So, you know, gay guys everywhere were, you know, happy that they canceled it because gay guys love Linda Carter's Wonder Woman. That's a fact. You can look that up. But they have other comic book TV shows coming up. A show called Gotham, which they're planning on to focus on Jim Gordon of the Batman comic books. You know Jim Gordon as, you know, the commissioner on the Batman comic books. And they're even planning on a John Constantine TV show. If you're not familiar with John Constantine, I'm not shocked. John Constantine is a more of an anti-hero than a hero. He's not your typical, stereotypical, you know, comic book character. He smokes, he drinks, he treats his friends and his loved ones like shit, and he's not to be trusted in any way, shape, or form. And I mean, he's just a shit, is what he is. He's a magician, he's a wizard, whatever you want to call him. He's not Harry Potter style, believe you me on that one. There was a movie called Constantine, starred Keanu Reeves, which wasn't the worst movie I'd ever seen, but anybody that knows the comic book knows that that's not John Constantine in the slight. John Constantine should not look like Keanu Reeves. John Constantine should look like the guy from Hell's Kitchen. What's the name of that dude, babe?
I have no idea.
Is that British dude? Has red hair. He's constantly screaming at everybody. I forget his name, but that's what John Constantine basically looks like, except a little prettier. He should look a lot more like Sting. So like this Sting and the guy from Hell's Kitchen had a baby, that's what John Constantine should look like. I know. Nerdism is peaking right now. But, you know, and I mean, also The Walking Dead comic book. A lot of you guys out there are watching The Walking Dead. You're loving The Walking Dead, but you don't know it's based on a comic book. And I'll be the first one to tell you, at first, even I didn't know. You know, I have a hat. I have a black beanie cap that says The Walking Dead on it. I picked it up in a comic book shop. I bought it because I thought it was cool. I had no idea it was based on a comic book. Nobody believes me to this day. But, you know, I think that comic books are going to make a big resurgence, especially now that technology is caught up to comic books. It's going to be very interesting. I mean, you look at the movies. You have your Avengers, your Iron Man, your Thors, your Captain Americas, your Incredible Hulks, your Batmans, your Supermans. I mean, everybody's involved these days. I mean, I did a count not too long ago of all the movies that involve superheroes in the last 5 years, and I was already over like 30 of them before I just got bored with it. It was just so many of them out there. Of course, with any type of comic book series or TV show or movie, there's always going to be the nerds, the true comic book nerds, who are going to criticize the living shit out of every little detail possible. It's going to happen. Which is where people like my girlfriend have a distinct advantage. They can love or hate a movie or TV show based solely on what's in front of them. They don't need to know the backstory, and for that, I'm a little jealous actually, because they get to enjoy it for its merit, where I get to like hate it or love it based on what I know about it, and I try to separate myself from it. I mean, shit, the Wolverine, the last one, sucked ass. Okay, for many reasons. One, the movie all by itself sucked. And did the movie suck all by itself?
Oh, yes, it did.
Yes, the movie by itself sucked. Without her ever really knowing anything about the character or the backstory or the story that the movie's based on, the movie sucked all on its own. But then you throw in what I know about the backstory, what it's actually based on, the original Wolverine series, a 4-issue series, and I know that it sucks just based on it. So it sucks for me for 2 reasons. So it sucks even more. We went, we saw it, we paid for it, and we regret it to this day. To this day, we still talk about it. What I do want to do is, for all you naysayers out there, the first Wolverine X-Men movie, Origins, with, is it Liev? Liev Schreiber. That one was fun. That one we really enjoyed. She enjoyed it all on its own. I enjoyed it all on its own. And I also enjoyed it because it was a complete mishmash of the comic book history, but it kept enough of it true to form that, I wasn't angry at it. I went to a comic book shop, and my friend H, who is a X-model comic book nerd, which, as you can imagine, makes a very interesting female, I asked her what she thought of it, and she said she hadn't seen it yet, and she asked me what I thought of it, and I said, I think somebody owes me money. To which some guy next to me goes, I didn't think it was that bad. I thought it was really good. And besides, Hugh Jackman looks really good half naked. And I'm like, which would be great if I were gay. Okay, that's fine. If I were gay, that would be enough, but it's not enough for me. I mean, my girlfriend loves Hugh Jackman. It wasn't enough to see him half naked in the fucking movie all the time. It wasn't quite enough. Maybe Colin Firth. Colin Firth naked or Hugh Jackman? Which one would you prefer, baby?
Hugh Jackman.
Hugh Jackman naked? So like Hugh Jackman naked instead? Yes. Who would you rather date?
Colin Firth.
Colin Firth. See that? See right there. That tells you how much much better an actor Colin Firth could be. But I do want to see Hugh Jackman's newest movie, Prisoners. I'm looking forward to that, where his daughter is kidnapped or disappears or whatever they want to call it, and he finds who he thinks did it, and proceeds to torture this human being into confessing and telling him where his daughter is. And that's not a spoiler for you guys, because that's just the first act, from what I've heard. So you can still go see the movie and figure this out for yourselves. Let's see, what else? What else do I have to talk about? Do I have anything else to go with today? I'm not really sure. It's been a
Phones.
Well, oh, that's right. I know this is what life in the modern world has become. We got new phones.
Hey, it's a big deal.
It is a big deal. We got the Samsung Galaxy S3, not the S4, for a couple of reasons. One, these were free. To get the S4s, we would have had to spend an extra $330, tax included.
That's not the tax, no.
Well, on an
It
S3.
would be more.
Oh, it'd be more. Even $360 probably. Anyway, it doesn't matter. It would have been more. It just would have been a lot more. And also, besides the fact that these were free as opposed to any other extra cost, if you have an S3, you don't really need an S4. And everybody that has it, everybody keeps telling us, don't bother to get the S4. Anyway, that's what we did. And that is it for me today. That is my time. Thank you for listening. And tomorrow I'll have even more. Tomorrow I'll have actual stories from the news. Yeah, that's right. And this is Vel Rob, and his last song, Wasn't Me. I'm Joe the Shirt. I'm off the cuff. Thank you for listening.
16 times. God damn. Cheat on that motherfucker 16 times. I might have to check that shit. Finally, I get to talk about it. You broke my heart in a million pieces. I feel as if you flushed me out like old feces.